If a joke is passed on one too many times, trust me, that is not a joke. That is how they consider you. Hey guys, how are you doing? If you're new to my channel, please remember to like, to share, and to subscribe. So in today's topic, we're going to be discussing how to spot that friend who's fake, that friend who's pretending to be your friend, or that friend that shouldn't be in your circle to start with. So I know it's a very common trait in people where if you're a person like me and you love to have people around you, you love to have what you call an inner circle, or you love to be surrounded by people you feel are loved ones, then you're a person who generally enjoys and values friendship. But just because you value friendship doesn't mean that every individual in your life values you equally. A lot of you find yourselves in situations where you have friends and you know it from your heart of hearts that this person is generally or genuinely just not your friend, but you still hold them. And sometimes you just have your doubts. You feel like maybe you're the one who's in the wrong, and you even feel guilty for feeling or thinking of them as being a fake friend or a bad friend. So I'm going to be giving you tips, and I'll be sharing with you how to spot a fake friend. So let's get right on into it. Point number one is you need to watch how your friends speak to you. How do your friends speak about you? So generally you find that there are people out there who we call friends, but when they begin to speak about us, they constantly have condescending statements. They constantly have statements about us that are generally not positive. Statements that tend to, make us seem bad, or statements that tend to make us seem like we're generally not good people. So each time we're around them, they will either talk about how you're dressed, or they will talk about how you carry yourself, or they're just going to pass a little statement that leaves you feeling, demeaned, leaves you feeling unhappy, or literally just takes away from you. So if you see such a person, know that that person is not your friend. That is a fake friend. So point number two is you will discover that there are certain people we call friends or we consider friends, but those people generally want to have your life. Have you ever been around someone and oh my god, you realize that whatever you do, they want to do, however you dress, they want to dress, or you find that that person starts to mimic you, they mimic your dressing, they mimic maybe how you speak or how you act, or they generally want to go to the exact same places that you want to go to. Now, it is not wrong for friends to want to do what they call twinsing or whatever. I have never really been a fan of all of that, but to each his own. There's certain people who love that. But if you see the person you call your friend is trying to take up your lifestyle, is trying to take up your way of doing things, your way of living, that is a red flag, because such people are usually toxic. And what do I mean by them being toxic? It means that such a person is able to do anything in order to have your life. When they look at you, they look at your life from an envious point of view. So you want to avoid such people. When you see such a person, know that that person is not a friend, but rather they're around you because they're coming from a place of envy. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm sure you could hear, the cop cars or the ambulances or whatever in the background. It's because I live in New York, and there's always generally going to be noise either way we look at it, but it is what it is, so let's get on with it. So the fake friends are going to mimic your life, and when you see someone begin to mimic your life, immediately you see such signs, take full note, because you have to be very careful around such people, because you will discover that you are not really in a safe space. Such people are able to talk poorly about you behind your back to people who are close to you, so that they could get close to those people and get you out of the way. In short, they want your life and they don't want you leaving your life. They want to have what you have. So you gotta avoid those people. Point number three is friends who generally speak negatively about everything. So have you ever been around people and this person is just a negative person? Everything they ever say or everything that ever comes out of their mouth is generally negative. They never see life from a positive note, especially when it comes to your regard. You share something and oh my god, it's just negative. you tell them something and oh my god, they have negative feedback. If you see such a person or you see someone behaving in that way, just know that person is generally not your friend, but rather they are a fake person or a person who's faking it to be your friend. Because a genuine friend is going to speak life into you, a genuine friend is going to speak positivity into you. And generally when you're feeling low or when you're feeling down or when things are not going your way, they are supposed to be there to uplift you, to pull you out of that space. Because if you sit in that space too long, you're going to drown. But if someone is just helping by adding on to what you're already facing or adding on to your negative situations, then that person is not a friend, because they don't want to see you winning. They are happy that you are losing. The fourth point is on friends who generally dismiss your feelings or cut you off. Have you ever been around people? I have, plenty of times. You're sharing something, maybe something you consider highly important or something personal or something you feel like you need to get off your chest, and as soon as you start speaking, they dismiss you. You know that person that you feel like, okay, this is my friend. I consider this person close to me. I want them to maybe help me get out of a funk, or I want them to be there to understand where I'm currently standing. But immediately you bring on an important conversation, they cut you off. They bring up their own personal conversation. They start to talk about things that are not really important or things that generally have to do with them. So meaning this person does not regard your feelings, does not regard you as someone who they consider valuable, but like the value you bring into their lives. They like the role you play in their lives. And so really they don't want to deal with whatever it is that you're facing. They'd rather you dwell or bask in their glory, right? We're going to call it their glory, because I generally feel like such people are narcissistic, or I feel like such people are just egotistical, but that is just my personal view. Find yourself in a situation where constantly, because I won't say like if a person does it once or twice, then they're a bad person. Sometimes we're so set in our ways because we're so excited about something that is happening to us and we want to share that thing that we're experiencing, or we want to share that experience we're having. We forget that, oh my god, a friend is sharing something important, so we kept them off. Those situations happen to almost every individual. But if every single time you're sharing something important, every single time you're sharing something you feel like you want your friend to hear or your friend to understand, and they cut you off, then know that that person is not your friend. That person is a fake friend. So point number 5 is about friends who generally want the spotlight to be on them. Have you ever come across that person? Oh my god, I keep saying this, but I feel like a lot of us have come across such people where they always want to be in the spotlight. The limelight should be on them. If it's not on them, they're upset, they're moody, or they don't want to participate. If you look better than they do, it's literally going to be a bad day. If a boy approaches you and literally doesn't approach them, they're going to make sure you guys leave that area or leave that scenario, or they're going to cock block. So if you come across such an individual who always wants a spotlight on them, and that is not a friend, you are literally their puppet. I know, for lack of a better term, but generally that's what it is. They want the spotlight to be on them and they don't want the spotlight to be on you. And such people tend to become jealous people over time, because they want all good things or consider they're the ones who only deserve, or they're the only people who are worthy of those things. And if you consider yourself worthy, or people generally look at you as worthy of something, they want to take away or move that spotlight from you. So if you have such a person, get them out of your life. That is a fake friend, because a genuine friend is happy and celebrates your wins. Your wins are their wins. They know that if you're doing well, that also like translates into them doing well. If people look at you in a positive light, they equally get some of the grace from it. If you're a beautiful lady and you're in their presence, they're generally equally going to be seen and viewed as a beautiful lady. If you're a high value person, and you're with that other person, they also equally are viewed as high value, because high value people maintain high value circles. Beautiful people tend to shed off onto the other person. So people who are genuinely your friends will look at you as a blessing and not look at you as, as someone who's taken away from who they are. Point number 6 is about people who genuinely or generally want you to act small. Now this I'm going to speak on from my own perspective. When I was thinking of what video to create today, like, what video do I want to discuss? I spoke to the Lord. I was like, okay, God, I really want to share something, but I don't know what I should share. I want to share something that is valuable. Then God took me to a point in time when I was creating content. For those who know, I lost my previous channel. Like, literally, I didn't lose it, but I deleted the channel because I got demonetized after relocating and I was frustrated. Yada yada. It's a long story. But there was a time when I had a friend who was viewing my content and they said something very negative about me, saying, oh, this is not who you are, you're acting differently, when they know that is the person I am. But they wanted to make me smaller, right? They wanted to belittle me because they were in a similar path and their path is not working out in a similar space that I am in. And I was generally moving or gliding better. And so what does this person do? In order to make me feel small, they dismiss me. They make me feel little, or they make me feel insecure, and of which that happens. I became an insecure person. I couldn't appear before the camera and be myself because I was worried about how people would perceive me. How are people looking at me when I appear, on camera? What do people think about me? So generally, people who are not your real friends, and for a long time, I considered this person my real friend. But when I look back now, I see the little events, the little comments, the way they spoke about me, the way they felt about me, the jokes that were passed about me. You guys got to really look out for such stuff. Now that I'm older, or now that I look back and I'm more conscious, I realize that was never my friend. That person wanted me there, but they didn't want me doing better. They didn't want me becoming bigger. They never celebrated my wins. They just liked the fact that I was there. They liked my presence, but they didn't want more aside from me being present there. And so because I was doing better, they now started to ensure that, okay, I don't see myself in this light and I become a small person. So that is generally not your friend. Point number 7, I think, is similar to some point I gave, friends who give snark comments. And I equally stated it in point number 6. So friends who give snark comments, as I said, watch the comments or the jokes your friends pass about you. Not everything that is considered a small comment is small. Not everything that is considered a joke is a joke. If a joke is passed on one too many times, trust me, that is not a joke. That is how they consider you. If a snark comment is given, or snark comments are given on a regular, know that that is how they genuinely feel about you. It is not snark comments. It's just them expressing themselves and expressing who they really are to you without you being offended by it. So that is all I had for you guys. I hope you guys actually look at this video, and if you feel like you're in a limbo with a friend and you feel like, okay, this friend, I feel this way about this friendship, but I feel guilty because I'm trying to let go of this friendship and I'm trying to let go of this friend, but maybe I'm the one who's overreacting by feeling this way. By watching this video, I hope this video brings validation to you and makes you realize that, oh my god, this person is not a friend, this person is not a good person to keep around, and you literally cut them off. And sometimes I know it's hard to cut people off, especially if our circle's already small, but what better way to live life than live a life of peace? I will pick peace any day. Even if I don't have any friend in my corner, I will pick peace over anything else. A life of peace, a life of knowing I don't have to watch my back all the time, over friendships that do not add or bring value to me. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Until the next time, remember, like, share, subscribe, and if you're a newbie, please remember, subscribe, leave a comment, let me know who you are and what content you'd like to see from me. Also, get interactive by sharing this content, with many other individuals. I love you guys to the moon and back. Bye.